What's up to my young dads, teen dads, new dads, or gap dads? This your boy, the extra large professor of dads, Cypher. And on this episode, fatherhood dynamic duo Lachey and Jason Haynes are warning you all fathers, if you have any doubts, do not sign the birth certificate.
Do not sign the birth certificate.
They are also through Healthy Mom and Baby magazine. They have a fatherhood section that's speaking directly to us, giving us tips on how we as first-time dads can be more effective as we go on this journeyhood of fatherhood. So with that being said, click and subscribe, and no further ado, check out this latest episode of the Dad Cypher. Baby. To know her until afterwards, you'd be like, whoa, that's how she was, really?
Okay, but now I'm gonna put my nursing hat on. I would like you to get to know her before she's in labor. Okay, also don't embarrass yourself. So then I have a separate class when we're talking to young people. I have literally had dads that showed up to the desk asking for peaches, didn't know her first and last name, and I'm like, I'm so embarrassed for you. Oh my goodness, I can remember. And this was a while back. But I can remember taking him down to the room going, peaches, because I didn't have that on my list. That wasn't on my list. And she's like, oh, yeah, well, he didn't know your name. I just was, your peaches. Okay.
You're like, which one of y'all name is Delicious? Delicious? Delicious. Oh, right. Okay.
So get to know, my goodness, and it shows. Sometimes they're there and you have to remember, they're in pain. They're in this awkward moment. And dad is like, excuse me, do you like your feet to be touched? And I'm thinking, well, how did she get pregnant? They don't know her front from back, foot from top to bottom. Uncomfortable, and just the conversations like about paternity. It's signing the birth certificate. Whose name is the baby going to get? Like at the hospital, at delivery is just not a good time to start having these conversations. And now you're in arguments and you got the nurses and everybody in your business because you didn't have a simple conversation about the baby's name. They're going to need that. That's going to be part of what they're going to get for their birthday, their name.
Hello, what's your name? What's your name?
So there's lots of things to talk about. So you have to learn to like her and have conversation with her. So
young men out there, man, look, you're gonna have to bite the bullet, bro. You got to get to know her. I know it's gonna be hard for some of y'all out there. You got to get
just
to know
simple
her, man.
Even if it's a text message, how was your visit? Keeping up with when they go to the visit. So even if you're not going to go to the visits, just how was it?
And punch the pillow afterwards. You have a pillow in your house, and if you're texting, punch the pillow, but then be sweet on the text. That's what we need. So understanding fatherhood will help coach you on the steps on how to bite that bullet, because like it or not, you're going to be there for 18, and it's not even guaranteed 18. It may be, if the kid go on to college, 21. So it's a long
No, you're right. We should say 21. You're right. Kids are not done being parented.
Right.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
So,
it's until adulthood. Yeah.
So Lachey, you had mentioned something early that I want to make sure that dads know about signing the birth certificate.
Yeah.
Sign or not to sign? What do you say?
So I say if there's any question whatsoever, not to sign. I mean, whatsoever, because you need to be informed of what the law is. When you're not married and you sign your name on the birth certificate, you are waiving your right to a paternity test. So what that means is if there was, where you weren't sure, you're saying it doesn't matter what the biological result of whether or not this child biologically belongs to you. You have signed on the dotted line. So even if the baby biologically, DNA is not yours, you've adopted the baby, right? That is what you've done. The baby is yours. So when you have men are angry, right? With a sob story, in 10 years, I've been paying child support and the baby that's not mine, or I have all this back child support. Yes, because you waived that's the law. You waived your right to a paternity and said you will be, because the baby, essentially the law, they need a father. You signed up to be the dad. You signed up to be the dad. So you will be the dad, and therefore you will owe that money. If she puts you on child support, you owe the state or her the amount of money because you signed up. You might be responsible until that child is 18 years old. You could possibly be, because you may have a mother that may duck you after that. She might not go and take a paternity test. She doesn't have to, but she has a legal father that has signed up to take care of the baby for the next 18 years. And that legal responsibility never goes away. If you watch some of those paternity shows,
the results are, Javon, you are not the father.
you have those poor older gentlemen that are like taking it out of my Social Security, right? And they're 72 years old and they're trying to establish paternity because they owe this money.
So all I can say to y'all brothers out there, if you don't know who did the caper, don't sign the papers, man. That's right. All I can say.
Exactly. Magazine.
All right, because these
are some of the episodes, couple of our editions of the magazine. So there is an actual magazine, but you can also go to the website, and the website is healthformom.org.
Okay, so this magazine, for my viewers out there, you might say, well, as a dad, why would I want to read a magazine about a healthy mom and baby? I'm not a mom. Let me tell you, I had the same thoughts when I was reading this myself. But actually, the mag is actually really cool because it talks about the latest gear that dad should have. Like, it's all kinds of gear. It's like designer bags where the baby can be in the front of you, and how to go about getting the right car seat. Because I'm gonna tell you, when I was a dad, the Da Vinci Code was trying to figure out how to buckle the car seat. I was outside the hospital an hour, not because wife in the car, kid in the car, crying like, will this man figure out how to put this in? But the landscape of magazines are changing. Well, you see so many magazines about moms, but you don't really have them include or parenting, and they don't really mention the dad factor. So talk to us a little bit about how your magazine is different, and what message are you getting out to dads?
So I would say that I just became the editor. So this started in January. And so some of the things that I want to do as the editor is have a dad series. So that's why I was so excited to even connect with you, and hoping that you will even be able to maybe write some articles for us. It's like you said, I want a section where dads can go, a fatherhood section, where they can identify things for them, because fatherhood is just as important, like you said, as motherhood. And yes, all of the information about moms and pregnancy and pain and childbirth and how to get through and all those things are important. But as you said, the fatherhood role is essential to that. And so we want to make sure that you're also equipped to do your part, and that you know how to support mom, and that you know how to support yourself, that you have resources for her, but also have resources for you. So I'm very excited about the daddy series and section that we hope to have on the website, and then also articles that you can find that are specifically for you in the magazines. And you can go right to the search section and just kind of put in dads is my envision, and then, oh my goodness, all the great information. And they're short. So for the young people, they're only like 500 words. So things very quickly you can read.
And as an English professor, I know that all of my students have short attention spans. When 500 words is maybe about 3 tweets that you're reading. Or
I love how you have just 3 tweets.
About 3 tweets. So you can read that and learn how to take care of your kid. Learn some love
at the same time.